Are you worried you're getting that hump on your neck? You know that one right here? And you think, God, I'm way too young for that hump? This video is for you. Hi, I'm Dr. Eric Pirrone. I'm a chiropractor in beautiful Huntersville, Pennsylvania. And this channel is all dedicated to giving you tips and strategies so we can help you strengthen and stabilize that neck and that lower back. Most of us sit way too much down for when it comes to our living and our livelihoods, and this channel is dedicated to giving you that postural makeover we all need. Oh, hey, how many people have caught yourself doing that way too often? Looking down, right? Cell phones, looking down. Tablet, looking down. Sitting at a computer desk, again, all hunched over. More and more people are waking up every day and looking in the mirror before they go to work and going, what is this back here? That's the hump, okay? The reason why the hump's getting there is because our neck flexors, the muscles in the front, are starting to stiffen and tighten. The muscles in the back are being overstretched, so they're not working anymore. So what happens is we actually start to reshape ourselves to look just like that, bend down. The other thing is we're starting to collapse down, guys. How many people feel shorter out there, right? And again, when we're younger, we feel nice and tall, right? But we're actually getting shorter because we're collapsing in. So I'm gonna give you 4 exercises today that are gonna help you resolve all of those issues. Now these exercises are gonna be thought like brushing and flossing. So imagine this, and sitting at a desk all day. That's like eating jelly donuts, okay? So if you eat a lot of jelly donuts, you're gonna have to brush your teeth a lot more, because if not, you're gonna have dental caries, you're gonna have teeth loss, all that stuff. Well, again, think about it. At the desk, jelly donut. Gotta brush and floss, okay? So I'm gonna show you these 4 exercises in one moment. All right, guys, after a quick wardrobe change, I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate those 4 exercises. Again, these 4 exercises are geared towards doing them daily. If you're sitting behind a desk, I try to do them at least twice a day. The main movement, the 4th movement you're gonna see here, actually can be done at any time, at any place. As a matter of fact, if you can do it 10 times in a day, that's great. You'll see that as number 4. All you're gonna need for today's exercise is actually gonna be a foam roller, one of these guys here. You can have the half-size one, which might be a little bit cheaper if you need to buy a cheaper one, but easily accessible anywhere. You gotta go from Amazon to Walmart to Five Below even has them nowadays. The 4 exercises that we're gonna work on today is number 1 is gonna be geared towards mobilization. We're gonna want to work on opening up that middle back here. Again, that's that one we talked about earlier, collapsing down. We're gonna open up that middle back. The second one is gonna be a stretch. Now the stretch is gonna allow the shoulders to open up and start to work on the musculature we talked about too, where it's all starting to fold inwards. The third one is gonna be on stabilizing. We're gonna create a stabilization exercise to work on supporting the shoulders, because again, remember, posture is a balance between flexibility and strength. We wanna get the movements. The last thing we're doing is gonna be the movement. It's called a dynamic movement exercise. That's the main one we're gonna work on. That's the brushing and flossing that we talked about earlier. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so here's our first exercise we're gonna do today. Again, it's gonna involve the foam roller, and it's gonna be for opening up the chest area, okay? So again, we sit way too much folded forward here, being at that computer all day, so now we're gonna go ahead and open up that spine as much as we can. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and sit flush on the ground. Now keep in mind, if you have any pain doing this or any pinching, just hold off for now. Don't do it if it has pain. It's the number 1 rule with exercise. If it hurts, back off. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and get my hips on the ground. I'm gonna position the foam roller to be right underneath my shoulder blades. When it's underneath the shoulder blades, it's gonna allow me to pin back and start to extend. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and wrap my hands behind my head and drive back. Now before I do that, what I want you to do too is go ahead and start a timer either on your phone, on your watch, because every exercise here today is done for 90 seconds. So again, we're gonna hit the hands behind the head, we're gonna extend back. As I push back in, I can feel a nice stretch, nice opening, a little bit of pressure coming across my ribs where I'm real tight through my upper abdominal area, my lower chest area from sitting all week. I'm gonna keep driving those arms up. So now what you can see here is I'm starting to bend backwards. Now again, my butt's staying on the ground, my hands are driving upwards, and just going through that stretch. Now again, in here, I feel a little bit of popping, cracking, that's okay. Let it come through. Again, no pain. We don't want any pain with this one. We're gonna keep letting it go through. Now again, as we work through the 90 seconds, you can move around a little bit. You wanna slide down some, go extend it a little bit further. That feels pretty good right there. And again, use these elbows as a guide. So watch my elbows here. My elbows are stuck, not good. My elbows are here, a whole lot better. Good, driving through. Again, we're looking for 90 seconds, holding that through, starting to re-bend that. Now, not to get a little geeky with you, but what this is working on was they call the creep phenomenon. So that's that every time you stretch a tissue, it starts to re-bend itself back into a position. So again, imagine you're here, This is kind of bending you back in here, trying to get you more used to it. And again, this is why you want to do this once a day at least, if not twice a day. Remind your body. Excellent. Right about 90 seconds. So now what we're going to do is number 2. Now the second exercise is going to involve the exact same foam roller, but this time we're going to knee in front of it, and we're going to extend our hands out across it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep my thumbs up towards the sky. I'm going to push my hips back. Now, if you have any yoga fans out there, this is what they call child's pose. So again, child's pose with a little bit of elevation though. So I'm going to walk my hands out a little bit, so they're about shoulder width apart. I'm going to push my hips back to my heels, and I'm going to drive my arms forward. Now, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to push the foam roller outwards while driving my chest downwards. So I'm trying to open up that position. So I'm stretching out that spine as much as I can. And again, that's driving them shoulder blades back, and it's being in that stuck position. So hands all the way out. I'm going to drive down. Again, 90 seconds. I'm pushing down. Breathe in, take a deep breath, exhale out. Drive it in. I got a nice little bit of stretch and a little bit of cramping going on too. My lats are pretty tight. Good, I'm going to drive in. I'm trying to drive down. Now, some of you might be very flexible. If you are, drive that chest all the way to the ground. Really try to drive those arms back. Again, no pain in the shoulders. Go nice and easy. We're going to work it through. Again, nice inhales through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Really relaxing and opening up their shoulders as much as we can. Excellent. Run it up to the 90-second clock. That's going to be exercise number 2. The third exercise is going to be a plank. So the plank we're going to do today is going to be from the elbows and from the toes. Now, if you have a hard time doing a plank, this is again where that modification comes in. Stay with your knees for the time being. But I really want you to focus on here is keeping tight. So imagine if there's a box around my body. I'm staying inside that box. So I'm not out here. I'm here. Okay, so nice and tight. So I'm going to have you do hands on the ground. You can start with the knees. We're going to squeeze the belly towards the spine. So suck that belly button up, squeeze the butt. Now, if you're comfortable with it, go ahead and drive up on those toes and hold that position. There we go. Now I'm locked in. So again, I'm trying to create a tight box between my elbows and my shoulders, and I'm going to hold that position. Same thing I was saying to you earlier. If you have a hard time doing it because it's hurting your back or you're shaking, simply drop down your knees, give yourself a little bit of a break. Keep your abs tight, keep your butt tight as much as you can, and then drive back up again. As we work it through, again, working this exercise. Again, you want to work to 90 seconds. You get a little bit shaky, hold on to it, drop down to the knees, take a couple breaths, drive those legs back up. As you drive them up, again, keep that belly turned on so you're not sagging at all and you're not up high. Okay, you're trying to keep nice and tight with it. Shoulder blades retract and squeeze, belly in tight, butt on. Holding again. Head is neutral. So again, with the video, keep turning, try not to turn. You're gonna hold through. Once again, start shaking, hold to the ground, get a couple breaths, come on back up. So the important part here is just trying to get up to that full 90-second duration. That motion there, again, it's challenging, I get it, but work your way up. One of my goals for me always is to have a 90-second plank in my back pocket, just so I know it's in there. It keeps my shoulders back and stabilized. On to exercise number 4. Now, this is by far probably the most important exercise because this is the movement exercise. In order to get the brain to remember that posture is a problem, you have to remind it that it's there a lot, okay? Because remember, going back to that computer, it's reminding your body that, hey, that's my posture. It's not. We have to get open. So what we're actually going to do is what they call a floor angel, a wall angel. So you might remember back when you were a little kid doing a snow angel on the floor. It's kind of like that, or a snow angel in the snow. It's kind of like that, but we're going to do it in the air. So from the side angle, what I want you to see is my hands are up in a plane straight across from my ears. Now in this case, I'm keeping my ear, shoulder, hip, and knees. They call that centered over top. And I'm going to drive my arms up and then back down. So this is what you're doing at your desk, okay? You're trying to keep nice and centered. Now keep in mind, that's not centered, okay? This is centered. Now again, this is why we're going to do this exercise. You might take some time to get there. I spent a lot of times working out bodybuilding with a lot of tight shoulders, so it took me a little while to get here, a couple months, before I was able to stay in that nice even plane line. But this is your desk exercise. So if you're at the desk, take a few seconds, reach up over your head, bring it back down, nice and easy. On this one here, we're actually doing on the floor. So in here, it's a little easier because we're using gravity. You're actually gonna lay back, feet flat. Your butt's gonna be a little bit arched, that lower back, head and shoulders back. And notice, my left shoulder is not gonna touch the ground. It's got some damage in there. So again, remember, it's not about perfection here, just do your best. And we're gonna go up, there we go, and down. So this is the final movement right here. So it's 90 seconds up, 90 seconds down. As you're squeezing through, just keep that head, neck, shoulders on the ground. Again, no pain. I got a little pinch in that shoulder, so I'll make a little bit of an adjustment. And I'm gonna go back through. Again, I can't get that shoulder fully down, but that's okay. As we go through, coming up and coming back down. Now, if you wanted to add some to this, you can actually do it up against the wall. If you want to stand against the wall and go up and down, that's a good guide also. But I do find for where most people are at when it comes to getting that hump out of the way, just reminding the body how it can move through this plane is a super important part. Up and down, up and down. Excellent, 90 seconds, good. Okay, so those 4 exercises are, again, considered brushing and flossing exercises. So again, think of it like a dentist. So again, sitting behind a desk, tight shoulders all the time, you gotta remind it. If you can do those angels, hold up, back down, even a few seconds worth, just remind your shoulders you can get there. Your brain has to remember that, because remember, this is a back brain cerebellum thing we have to learn, a back brain. Good luck with everything. Once again, any pain, any problems, we're here for you. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Also, please like and share this video and go ahead and send it out to any of your friends. And by the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button because we have a lot more great tips and tricks coming up for getting that posture and making sure we don't get that hump. Thanks.